Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Shout out to Hari Krishna China Maridi. Sorry if I butchered your name. Much love to you. Thank you for the love. Thank you, JT Sundling, for these rackets. Today, I'm going to bring back an oldie but a goodie. Or is it a goodie? I went into my buddy JT, Coach JT's locker, and I found a racket I wanted to try that he hadn't tried in years. So I pulled it out and I said, "Hey, Coach, can I try these out?" And he's like, "Yeah, go for it, man. Do what you want to do." So I'm going to tell you which racket that is right now. Stay tuned. So, what did I found in Coach JT's locker? A Prince racket of all things. So it's the Textreme Tour 100P. Right? I know this racket's been out for at least 3 to 4 years because Coach JT played at Southern Methodist as well as USC. So, and he's about 4 or 5 years out of college, and these, I believe, were his college rackets. So I said, "Hey, let me get those rackets. Let me try it out." Since Prince won't send me any demos, So I said, he had 2 of them in his locker. So they both had broken strings. I cut them out and I put Solinco Confidential 16L in them at 55 pounds. So I figured I wouldn't be the only one hitting with it. And these rackets are probably a little too good for me anyways, even at 48. So I might as well just get a feel for them on the tighter side of it. Whereas Coach Andrew and Coach Chris would probably love the 55 tension. So we're going to go out to the court and give it a shot. Stay tuned. All right, so we're on the court now. Got my man Coach Goo, got my man Coach Chris. We're going to try out this Prince Tour 100P that I stole out of Coach JT's locker, and it says reinforced with Textreme technology, whatever that is, Prince. Whatever you guys do, it's all good. Okay, we're gonna go on the court and try it out just for you now. Stay tuned. All right, so Prince Tour 100P, reinforced by Textreme. Prince racket right here. All right, Coach Andrew, what'd you think of that racket?
Honestly, it reminds me of the old days where Prince used to dominate the market, and I can see why they dominated the market back in the day, where like Maria Sharapova, the Bryan brothers would all use these rackets. This actually gave a lot more control. On the power level, it says 800, which is true. It's very controlled. It reminds me of a little bit of my V-Core 95, except this has a bigger sweet spot. A lot more control, definitely a lot of feel. Looking for that extra control and feel to that ball, this is definitely the racket I would recommend you to try out.
All right. So Coach Chris, what'd you think of that thing?
Oh, wow. So I really liked Coach JT's racket. It's something I was thinking about possibly switching into. I think it pockets really well as I was hitting through it, being an aggressive baseliner. I thought really I was able to swing out at it, and was finding that a lot of the times my ball was coming into it. So great control as well. It did not feel like 100, and I was quite surprised with that. I felt like the racket was maybe like 95 too as well. But for it being in 100, it's got a lot of control and definitely something that I might hold on to a little longer and play with a little bit longer too as well.
So I would think, well, actually, I'll finish mine at the shop. But would you guys say accuracy, control, and just enough power? Chris?
Yeah, I think so as well. Like I said, it just catches and pockets the ball really nicely. I feel like it's got a really big sweet spot. So when I was hitting, ground strokes with Coach Gu, I just felt like it just came naturally to me. So.
Well, you play good with anything anyways, Coach Gu. So
Yeah.
Would you switch to something like that?
Something similar to this, yes. Definitely, back in the day, if I was using this, I would be probably playing with the Prince. I didn't know about Prince and how much they dominate the market, but this is honestly a racket I would switch to because it has that control. I'm not looking for power, but I'm looking for control and feel, and this definitely provides that and pockets the ball, like Chris said, very, very well. So definitely something I'd love to try.
Right. Okay. All right, so I'll finish my review back at the shop, as always. I want to thank Coach Andrew Gu for hanging out with me today. Coach, where can we find you?
You can find me at agu.tennis. I'll also be posting that content there as well.
All right. So I want to also thank Coach Chris for hanging out with me today. I will see you back at the shop. So we just got off the court. You heard what Coach Gu said. Hey, it's a good racket. It's a good intermediate to advanced pro level racket, right? Good control, decent amount of power, right? When you swing this racket, the top of the racket actually helps you finish it. So good, high level racket right here. Coach Chris actually liked it. I had two of these and he's like, let me get this one for now. Let me borrow it. So Coach Chris is on a racket journey and it's going to be like 10 marathons all combined for him because he's just searching for Bobby Fischer at this point. So he's going to be a while, but he actually took the racket, which is a good sign that he's open to something else. But what did I think of this racket? I actually like this racket. It's good control, decent amount of power. I was able to swing hard. Racket stays in or ball stays in. All right, so let's take a look at this racket a little more closely. A lot of rackets that's in this category usually are in 98 square inch heads. This one's in 100. Most of the Textreme series is in 100, except for there is one in a 95. Now, like I said, 100 square inches, there's like 4 or 5 of them, one of them in a 95. So my guess is they don't sell too many of those 95s, and 100 was popular back then. And I guess we're talking about 4 or 5 years ago. But taking a look at the numbers on this racket. So this is all strung weight and strung specs, okay? So strung weight is 11.5 ounces, which is 326 grams. Balance is 319. Swing weight is 324. So pretty head heavy for what it is. Good amount of balance. Like it's kind of weighted towards the head, as you can see here, but not overly head heavy. The beam, 23 at the top, 22 at the top, 23 in the middle, which is what's giving you the power, 20 near the throat, which is giving you the control. And the flex is a 66, which is kind of right in the sweet zone of both power and control, more towards the control side. So Coach Andrew and Coach Chris said, hey, when I swing this racket, right, it feels like it comes through quick and then the top of the racket takes over, a la kind of hammer style, right? Which I felt too. But with the bend of the 20 at the throat, right, and the stiffness of the center of the racket at 23, this is where you're getting speed, This is where you're getting stiffness. This is where you're getting kind of stability at the top. So that's a good kind of a tapered beam. So when people say tapered beam, you get different numbers here in the beam of the racket. So stiffness comes from here, flex comes from here, right? Stability kind of comes from up top too. So a combination of the three kind of gives you the whole flex of the racket. So 66 was the number. So if you're an intermediate, high intermediate, advanced player, I definitely recommend this racket. Pleasantly surprised. Coach Andrew even said, hey, Prince in its heyday, right, produced rackets like this, right? I would agree with that. But Prince have kind of fallen on hard times. Tennis Warehouse is where you can get these. So if you're looking for a Prince and you want something high level, give this one a shot, okay? It's the Textreme Tour 100P. All right, it's still available on a Tennis Warehouse. All right, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.